right, this is it. It's poppin'. Law and disorder.
In the criminal justice system, the people,
pimps, addicts, thieves, bums, winos, girls who can't keep an address, and men who don't care,
are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
A cop, a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
These are their stories.
I'll start with the breaking news of today, which involves a possible watershed moment in the killing of rapper Tupac Shakur.
Oh, yeah.
Man tied to the suspected gunman in 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur indicted on murder charge. One of the last living witnesses to the fatal drive-by shooting of rapper Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas was charged with murder and with use of a deadly weapon. The long-awaited breakthrough in this case has frustrated investigators, this case has, for all these years, fascinated the public. 27 years has passed since that 1996 killing. The grand jury in Nevada indicting Kef D. Is that the way they say it? Dwayne Kef D. Davis? Is that how it's said, Albert? You're the coolest.
I would have said Keef D. But Keef, yeah.
Well, the reason it's not Keef, I would think, is because there's just one E. So it's Keeffe. So it feels like it would be.
I think it's Kef. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So would you like to stand corrected, Kim?
Well, what I'm looking at, the story I'm looking at says Keefe. So I have it written differently. Yeah.
Oh, so
but
okay. I think, Albert, by rule, then she is permitted not to apologize.
Yeah, maybe just to the Asian community. Maybe
you could
just
apologize.
For them. Yeah.
All right, apologize.
And I wanted to apologize to the Asian community, the Asian American community.
It does happen. All right. Anyway, Dwayne Kef D. Davis indicted in the killing of Tupac Shakur. Prosecutors saying it in court just this morning. And apparently they've been seated in this case for several months. They described Davis as on-the-ground, on-site commander who, quote, ordered the death of Tupac Shakur. He was arrested this morning while on a walk near his home. Davis has long been known to investigators, has himself admitted in interviews and in his 2019 tell-all memoir, which is called Compton Street Legend, that he was in the Cadillac from which the gunfire erupted during the September 1996 drive-by shooting. Tupac Shakur was 25 when he died. Vegas police raided that home in mid-July in the Las Vegas suburb of Henderson. That's the home tied to Davis. Police were looking for items, quote, concerning the murder of Tupac Shakur. All these years later, it's unbelievable. Well, they did collect multiple computers, a cell phone, a hard drive, a Vibe magazine that featured Shakur, several .40 caliber bullets, 2, quote, tubs containing photographs, and a copy of Davis's memoir. We'll keep you posted on that case. Also, a judge, as we continue with law and disorder, a judge says that she is ending the conservatorship between former NFL player Michael Oher and the Memphis couple that had that conservatorship. Is that how he says his last name, Albert?
Yeah. Oh, Albert.
Okay, it's Oher. Oh, no, it's good, Kim. It's all right. You get another shot, Kim. Is that the
well, after watching the movie, I think it's Oher. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. All right.
Kim's correct. Yeah, Kim's right on. Michael
Kim's
Oher.
right. Okay, there you go. A Tennessee judge said this morning, this is again just news of this morning, she is ending a conservatorship agreement between former NFL player Michael Oher and a Memphis couple who took him in when he was in high school. But as you know, they've been in a highly publicized dispute over financial issues, and those will likely continue. That's going to happen in another courtroom. Shelby County Probate Court Judge Kathleen Gomes said she's terminating the agreement that was reached in 2004 that allowed Sean and Leanne Tuohy to control Oher's finances. Oher signed that agreement when he was 18 and living with the couple as he was being recruited by colleges as a star high school football player. Of course, you know the story because it was the subject of the film The Blind Side. And Sandra Bullock got an Oscar for that film. There's the couple, if you're watching on YouTube, that had this conservatorship.
And I think Michael Oher was saying he thought they adopted him. He didn't realize it was a conservatorship. So he felt like he was kept in the dark on this.
Yeah. A conservatorship removes power from a person to make decisions for themselves, as you know. It's often used in the case of a medical condition or disability. We've talked a little bit about it, and we're going to have the author of a book about conservatorship on next week. But this is an extraordinary case. Essentially, they identified this kid in need. They did take him in. As Kim has said, there was sort of the illusion or the sense or the impression that he was adopted by this couple. Mm-hmm. And as it turns out, it was a conservatorship relationship. And so the argument now, and as I say, it's going on in another courtroom, is that the revenue stream that went into Oher's life actually landed in the Tuohy's bank account. She said, the judge did, that she was disturbed that such an agreement was ever reached. She said she had never seen in her 43-year career a conservatorship agreement reached with someone who was not disabled. And that's typically when conservatorships are in play, right? I cannot believe it got done. That's a quote. Oher and Tuohy's listened by video conference call but did not speak. But Oher filed this petition in probate court accusing the Tuohy's of lying to him by having him sign papers making them his conservators rather than his adoptive parents. Nearly 2 decades ago this all happened. Oher wanted the conservatorship to be terminated, a full accounting of the money earned off his name and story, and he wanted that money to be paid. He used, and as you have heard Kim say, he used the moment to say that he believes that they created this impression that he was adopted, and he was not. It was a conservatorship. Accused fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried is in the joint. He's complaining about conditions in jail.
What?
His lawyers say that he doesn't have internet access to prepare for the trial. And he's accusing the authorities of not providing him with a healthy vegan diet.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm swinging over to Sam Bankman-Fried's side now. Give the man his vegan food. What's wrong with you people? Apparently, they're forcing him to subsist on bread, water, and peanut butter.
Hey, you know what? It's not a restaurant. You eat what's served. It's prison. Welcome.
Wow. Well,
This is no picnic, no summer camp.
wow, it's really, it's a tough room, Sam. I think Sam Bankman-Fried, Kim's right. It's not a menu. By the same token, I think that they should probably have some vegan options.
Vegan options are bread and peanuts.
How
That's
dare
your
you?
vegan option, bread and peanuts. If that's your choice, good luck.
Meantime, at the other end of the prison, the blood tester who really wasn't doing any testing, she was doing frauding, Elizabeth Holmes. She supposedly is gal pals with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum, Jen Shaw. How about that? Nice to see those two fraudsters hanging out.
There's never been anything like this.
Jen Shaw is serving time for ripping off people in a telemarketing scam. Elizabeth Holmes is serving time for ripping off investors in a blood testing scam. So apparently the two scamsters get together regularly and are, chatting. They're fast friends.
They exchange notes, Mark. I think they test what they've done and just compare their notes. Yeah.
I see. Trying to build the better beast when they get out.
Nice to have something in common with your friends,
Yeah. And finally, on a very serious note, a judge has ruled that school shooter Ethan Crumbley can be sentenced to life without parole. A Michigan judge ruling today that the Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumbley can serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. The next appearance in court for him will be December 8th for sentencing. The reason this is significant is that he was just 15 when he shot up, I believe he killed 4 people and injured 4 others. And because of his age, it was argued typically under Michigan law, you can't force him into a prison situation for life without the possibility of parole. They argued it was a disproportionate sentence because of his age. But in the ruling, there is other disturbing evidence. It is clear to this court that the defendant had an obsession with violence before the shooting. It's again from the judge's ruling. So that questioned the possibility that Crumbley could ever be rehabilitated in jail. Quote, the evidence does not demonstrate to this court that he wants to change. Quote, the defendant continues to be obsessed with violence and could not stop his violence in jail. He very possibly will be going away for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole. And that is Law and Disorder for today.
Tune in again next time for more Law and Disorder on The Mark Thompson Show.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.